I saw Star Wars in a drive-in theater when I was about 3 years old. It's the first time I remember going to the movies, and it just blew me away. I had a deep and abiding lust for a Stormtrooper helmet that I saw at Coach House Gifts. I really wanted this clean, shiny, beautiful helmet. And that did not ever go away. I used to tell friends, if I had a Stormtrooper suit, I would wear it everywhere, all the time. My wife had gotten me a TIE Fighter pilot helmet for Christmas one year, and I wanted to finish the outfit. I just had the helmet, but I knew it needed hoses and a black suit and a chest plate and some other things. So I started researching on this newfangled internet thing, and I just felt so at home finding out that there were other grown people who also wanted to dress as plastic action figures.
Cruising on Cespa in my DeLorean. War's over, I'm a piece of Mandalorian. The story is some Star Wars historians. Deep in debate, but they play at Bennigan's.
Growing up, I always loved to build models, and at the same time I also loved electronics, plus of course loving science fiction, Star Wars, Star Trek, you name it. I was just a huge fan. So it was sort of the perfect project for me as an adult.
Not this past Halloween, but the previous one, I was actually given a ticket by someone who was in the 501st, Ian Wilkerson, for posing as a Jedi Knight in a Halloween costume in a contest, and that kind of inspired me to work on my costume, and it was this past September that I actually got approved and into the Rebel Legion.
To combine my love for building models with my love for electronics, with my love for science fiction, he was just the perfect project.
When I was a kid, I guess I would wear cardboard plates, would run around in a little flight suit that I had and pretend that I was Boba Fett.
I happened to just Google one day, build your own R2-D2, and stumbled across the Astromech site. And this is a group of builders, an international group of builders that work together to build screen-accurate Astromechs, or in this case, R2-D2.
And for me personally, it's really neat because when I was about 5 or 6 years old, my mom took me to a department store. They had Darth Vader, and it was an actual Lucasfilm costume. You know, it was something touring around the country. So this is like the real Darth Vader as far as I knew at 6. And I was terrified and thrilled all at once. But now to be on the other side of that and to be the Stormtrooper and shaking little kids' hands and posing with them is just a great deal of fun.
That's not an option, can't say that with more clarity. Me going legit would be like Jar Jar with speech therapy. My backpacks got jets, well I'm Boba, well that vet, well I bounty hunt for Jabba Hutt to finance my vet, well I chill in deep space.
The 501st has done a lot of charity work historically.
Going through hospitals and giving children that aren't able to go out and have fun, bring the fun to them.
My first event as an official Stormtrooper was the Texas Boys Ranch.
Got to do the Barnes & Noble Star Wars Reads Day.
One of the first times I wore the armor out in public, I did a diabetes walk here in Lubbock.
The Children's Home of Lubbock, we got to go out and just kind of present R2 as well as some of the armor that the guys have built in the group.
The March of Dimes charity, the Star Wars supports that.
So pretty much any opportunity to go out, I really do enjoy getting a chance to get out there.
The founder of the 501st, Albin Johnson, decided they were going to start doing some of these like charity walk. They wouldn't take money. No, take that money and give it to Ronald McDonald House or give it to Walk for Autism or something like that. Albin's got a great heart, and I think it's his character that molded the organization into what it is today. Yeah, Lucasfilm is very generous with the 501st. The lore is that Lucasfilm's lawyers were gearing up to sue members of the 501st for representing their product, the Lucasfilm product, without authorization. And the story has it that Steve Sansweet was the new fan relations director. He heard about this plan, and he went running into Lucas's office and said, "You can't sue these guys, look at all they're doing." And George, Uncle George had never heard of us at that point, and learned about the organization, about the work for communities that we do. Once Lucas found out about us, he said, "These guys are great." When he got named as the Rose Bowl Parade Marshal in 2007, I believe, he personally paid to have hundreds of 501st members from all over the world join him and march in the Rose Bowl Parade that year.
Mandalorian Mercs in 2012 were recognized as the premier Mandalorian costume group by Lucasfilm. About a year later, became the first costuming group that has their own charity, Little Warrior International. So the costumes that we make and we do in the charitable events that we do also go back into the costuming group and go into charity as well.
Initially, everybody gets into it because they want to be a plastic spaceman. And then people stay involved because they're out there doing things with a hospital. And we would go from room to room. The hospital staff would check that the child wanted to be bothered, because we can be scary. And there was one, they said, we know you're going to want to see this kid, but we're not going to ask, we're not going to say anything, but we know this kid's going to want to see you guys. And I just happened to be the first one in the room. And he's laying in the bed. He's got Star Wars figures. He's got Star Wars Legos. He's got a couple of books. Star Wars is on the television. And so I walk in and I've got another Stormtrooper and Darth Vader and Boba Fett. And to watch the transformation on that kid's face from how terrible he obviously felt to being thrilled and completely forgetting his predicament at the moment is something I'll take with me for the rest of my life. I can't even describe how that moment made me feel. Once you do something like that, you say, well, it's cool to be a spaceman, but it's better to be a spaceman that goes out and helps people in the community.
Would you say that you're done?
Oh, I'm never done. It's always a work in progress.